Drink blood.
Drink blood.
Drink blood. Breathe life.
Hey, that's cool. All right, enough with the real stuff. It's estimated that within 20 years of Columbus discovering this new world, the Spanish had killed off 1.5 million Native Americans because they knew how to take over a country. It's pretty much what it was. 20 years, wipe out 1.5 million people. Don't think twice about it. We believe in freedom and liberty.
Give them cholera. Give them smallpox.
Smallpox. We gave them the blankets with the smallpox, yeah. Here's another kind of a weird fact that involves Columbus. It costs more today to buy a car than it cost Columbus to equip and undertake 3 voyages to the New World. So maybe instead of buying a car, you might want to get yourself an old ship and sail to a new place. Native Americans never actually ate turkey. Sounds funny, huh? The fact is that killing such a timid bird to the Native Americans kind of signified that you were lazy. Chevrolet. I got a great kick out of this when I read it. Chevrolet actually tried to sell a car in Spanish-speaking countries, but it failed miserably because in Spanish, the word nova means doesn't go. Pretty good, huh? According to the movie Santa Claus is Coming to Town, Mrs. Claus's first name is Jessica. Mrs. Claus, Jessica Claus, or Jessica Kringle. Here's a couple good ones, because I ran through those pretty fast. A normal raindrop falls at about 7 miles an hour. 7 miles an hour. Oh, what do we got? Oh, that's the one. Seeds are missing from a navel orange. The bigger the navel, the sweeter it is.
Ooh, that's nice to know.
Ah, see, useless information, but if you want to pick a sweet orange, it's the bigger navel. I don't know. I think most oranges are innies. I think. Cranberry jelly is the only jelly flavor that comes from the real fruit, not artificial flavoring.
Oh, 20 seconds.
These are facts from the Infection Control Center. During an hour's swimming at a municipal pool, and remember this because springtime's coming and we do have municipal pools. During an hour's swimming, you will ingest 1.5 liter of urine in a municipal pool for an hour. That's what you'll ingest. In an average day, your hands will have come into indirect contact with 15 penises, just from the doorknobs you touch. An average person's yearly fast food intake will contain 12 pubic hairs. Yum, yum, McDonald's. In a year, you will have swallowed 14 insects while you sleep, or Wendy's, or, I mean, it just says fast food. You'll swallow 14 insects while you sleep in a year. Every year, you will shake hands with 11 women who have recently masturbated and failed to wash their hands. What, Bruce? These are facts that may save your life.
Why do I need to know that?
I don't know. Why, you don't, why, because you don't shake hands with women? All right, how about this one? Every year, you'll shake hands with 36 men who have recently masturbated and not washed their hands. In a lifetime, 22 workmen will have examined the contents of your dirty linen basket. So if you don't want that to happen, lock up your dirty clothes when you have workmen in the house. At an average wedding reception, you have a 1/100th chance of getting a cold sore from one of the guests. Oh, and this is a really good one. Every day, you will breathe in 1 liter of other people's anal gases. That's right, 1 liter of anal vapors goes up your nose every day. It's tough to think about it. Some of it you don't even smell, do you? Do some more useless information, because I know it's helped me. Here's one. Now, I just opened up the book randomly, and I came across the perfect one, especially for this time in Keene. In Texas, it is illegal to put graffiti on someone else's cow. That's right, no spray painting cows. It is against the law to stare at the mayor of Paris.
Paris, Texas?
Yep. Oh, no, I don't think Paris, Texas. Paris. In the United Kingdom, there is no act of parliament making it illegal to commit murder. Murder is only illegal due to legal precedent.
Huh?
Yeah.
Again, can I hear
There's no law
that makes murder?
say that makes murder illegal, but murder's illegal because of precedent, because somebody, the first guy got charged.
Wow.
Yeah. It's pretty weird, huh? In Cleveland, Ohio, it is illegal to catch mice without a hunting license. Isn't that big time mouse hunter?
Mouse.
Oh.
The mouse hunter.
There are more Barbie dolls in Italy than there are Canadians in Canada. What do you think of that?
I think it's
Isn't that neat? 94% of all households in Belgium with children under the age of 14 years old own Lego products. Oh, 3 minutes. I said go to camera too.
followed, so you gotcha.
That's nice. I figured he would. Okay. Here's one. Anybody wearing Levi's right now, look at your zipper.
No, Levi's.
Because the YKK on the zipper of your Levi's stands for Yoshida Kagyo Kabushibabasha,
Baba.
the world's largest zipper manufacturer. Yeah.
Japanese.
That last word has like 50 letters in it, and every other one is a vowel, so I don't know. Most people button their shirts upward.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I button mine down. That's why it's always crooked.
There's some other ones. The chocolate chip cookie was invented in 1933. Before that, just
Cookies.
plain cookies, and you ate the chocolate chips separate, apparently. I don't know. Fortune cookies were actually invented in America by Charles Jung in 1918.
Fortune cookies?
Yep. Jelly Belly jelly beans were the first jelly beans in outer space when they went up with the astronauts in June 21, 1983, voyage of the Challenger. Jelly Bellies. Speaking of Jelly Bellies, blueberry Jelly Bellies were created especially for Ronald Reagan. They were the only thing he had in his candy dish. California's Frank Epperson invented the popsicle in 1905 when he was 11 years old. Imagine that, 11 years old. Took some juice, put it in the freezer. Genius! Ketchup originated in China Laws forbidding the sale of sodas on Sunday prompted William Garwood to invent the ice cream sundae in Evanston, Illinois, 1875. North Americans spend almost $18 billion on footwear every year. Yep. Some of that goes to Ted. And meanwhile, Greg's stocking-footed. Maybe they include that as footwear, Greg. If you lace your shoes from the inside to the outside, the fit will be snugger around your big toe. I don't understand that. All right. In 1955, 1/3 of all the watches sold were Timexes. All right. Swatch. Oh, I don't know about swatches. Jeez. I think I just saw that one. How about this one? A B-25 bomber crashed into the 79th floor of the Empire State Building on July 28th, 1945. Yep. So the Twin Towers weren't the first time that a building in New York had been hit by a big plane. The Titanic was running 22 knots when she hit the iceberg. I don't know how many miles an hour that is, but is it just over 22 miles an hour? Because I was going like 30 the other day and was hit by an iceberg on like Optical Ave during one of them storms. When the Titanic sunk, there were 7,500 pounds of ham on it. Yeah, that's why the price of ham went up. The $8 bill was designed and printed by Benjamin Franklin for the American colonies. There aren't many left, I don't think. The $8 bill. Yep. So apparently, back in those days, you know, it was queer as an $8 bill. Or maybe queer as a $3 bill came because there wasn't a $3 bill, but there was an $8 bill. Which is a 5 and a 3. Or a lot of stuff just cost $8. Here we got an $8 bill. Everything's $8.
Average cost of the horse back then.
That's still one of my favorite things to do is go in the dollar store and ask how much stuff is. Robert E. Lee wore a size 4.5 shoe. Yeah. Yep. Banks, the first use of Scotch tape. Banks used to use Scotch tape to mend torn currency during the Depression. In 1801, 20% of the people in the United States were slaves. In 1829, this is just to show that obesity is not just a problem now. In 1829, 2 sisters in the United States, Susan and Deborah, weighed 205 and 124 pounds, although they were only 5 and 3 years old, respectively. Whoa. The 5-year-old weighed 205 pounds, the 3-year-old weighed 124. So obesity is not a new thing. Wow. Yeah. In 1900, you know what the 3rd leading cause of death was? Diarrhea. Imagine that. Yeah, apparently it's just kind of wasted away. Huh. Apparently that was before like Pepto-Bismol and stuff. Damn. In 1917, Margaret Sanger was jailed for 1 month for establishing the first birth control clinic. In 1937, yeast sales reached 20 million a year in the United States. That was when yeast infections were all the rage. I'm sorry. All right. Before the 1800s, there was no separately designed shoes for left and right. You could switch them back and forth, and it didn't matter. And that, I bet you could buy them separate too. Well, my biggest thing is the fact that amputees have to buy a whole pair of shoes. It really upsets me that there's not a guy with one leg can't just go in and buy one shoe. I don't know. Kind of discriminatory. Let's see. Pirates thought having an earring would improve their eyesight. I don't know why. Korean War, my God. Spain declared war on the United States in 1898. The Spanish Inquisition once condemned the entire Netherlands to death for heresy. Oliver Cromwell was hanged and decapitated 2 years after his death. The Wright brothers' first plane was called the Bird of Prey. First man ever to set foot on Antarctica was John Davis on February 7th, 1821. Here you go. The first police force was established in Paris in 1667. All right. In 1946, the first TV toy commercial aired. It was for Mr. Potato Head. Yeah. And in the 1985 Boise, Idaho mayoral election, when they voted for the mayor of Boise, Idaho in 1985, there were 4 write-in votes for Mr. Potato Head. Yeah. Yep. Of course, why not? Mr. Potato Head should be the governor of Idaho. Actually. The 100 billionth crayon made by Crayola was periwinkle blue. Yeah. When the divorce rate goes up in the United States, toy makers say that the sale of toys also rises. You know why? It's because parents fighting for the love of their kids with money, trying to buy their kids' love. Yeah. The yo-yo originated in the Philippines, and it was originally used as a weapon in hunting. Yep, somebody could bag a rabbit with a walk the dog.
But you had to get within 3 feet because
You gotta
didn't
get
have very long
close
string
to the
on it.
yo-yo, or else you need a really long string.
Must have been adapted for home use.
Probably. You could still probably kill somebody with it, though. I know it. I know them little clacker ball things, you could kill somebody with them, too. I got my finger pinched between one. The Slinky is sold on every continent of the world except for Antarctica. I don't know, it seems like penguins would be pretty good
No stairs.
at the Slinky. Maybe there's no stairs in Antarctica. Good point, Greg. If you took a standard Slinky and stretched it out, it would measure 87 feet.
That's how long it was?
That's how long? Yeah. Mosquito repellents don't repel. They hide you. They mask you. The spray blocks the mosquitoes' sensors so they don't know you're there. Yep. And you know why they put holes in fly swatters? Not so the fly will squish up between them, but so that there's less wind resistance, lower air resistance. Scotch tape has been used as an anti-corrosive shield on the Goodyear blimp. Thought you'd want to know that one. A barnacle has the largest penis of any other animal in relation to its size. Sorry.
That just raised the quality of this show.
You think it did? I figured it would.
I don't think so. I was kidding.
Well, how many people you think will go to work tomorrow going, hey, did you know a barnacle has the biggest thing of any animal in relation?
In the animal kingdom, a barnacle has the biggest.
That's all. In relation to its size. I mean, small compared to a horse, but, you know, compared to anything smaller than a barnacle, it's huge. I mean, if there's any other animal the same size as a barnacle, the barnacle's bigger. That's all I'm saying. Oh, I did that one. That was a bird one, I thought. The horned owl is not horned, actually, no horns. It's just tufts of feathers. To see at night as well as an owl, a human would need eyeballs as big as grapefruits. Yeah, I don't know anybody with eyes that big either. Yep. A sheep, a duck, and a rooster were the first passengers in a hot air balloon. A monkey went into space, but you know, I'm thinking a sheep, a duck, and a rooster in a hot air balloon. That sounds like the makings of a great joke somewhere.
Or at least
I
a
can't
hot
think of one
date.
right now. I'm not a genius.
Or a good feast.
To keep cool, ostriches urinate on their legs. It then evaporates like sweat. So apparently if you're really hot, just urinate on your legs and it'll keep you cool. If you're an ostrich. The owl parrot can't fly and builds its nests under tree roots. Harry Houdini was the first person to fly an airplane on the continent of Australia. Kind of interesting, huh? Here's one. Shirley Temple made $1 million by the time she was 10 years old. Yeah. I think I've done that one. About the band Duran Duran. Got its name from a character in the 1968 Jane Fonda movie, Barbarella. Yeah. Oh, these were some names. Where are the names? Cleo and Caesar, or Caesar and Cleo. Cleo and Caesar. You know who they were, Bruce? Cleo and Caesar? That was an early stage name for Sonny and Cher. I'm pretty sure that they did a good job by changing it. A lot of people might not know. Even though he starred in a lot of gangster films, James Cagney started his career as a chorus boy. Yeah. How about some real names? This is a funny one. Albert Brooks, the comedian, his real name is Albert Einstein. How weird is that? Jim Carrey's middle name is Eugene. Tom Cruise's real name is Thomas Mapother. How about Ice Cube? Ice Cube's real name, do you think it's a tough one? O'Shea Jackson. O'Shea. Ice Cube is O'Shea. You couldn't, no way you'd make it as a rapper like that. O'Shea Jackson, rap artist. No way. Of course, Hulk Hogan's real name is Terry Bollea. What else we got? Keanu Reeves. You know what Keanu means? Keanu means cool breeze over the mountains in Hawaiian. I'm not sure. Maybe. How about Keanu Reeves once managed a pasta shop in Toronto. Yeah. That is a long way from Hawaii. Exactly. Alfred Hitchcock did not have a belly button. How about that? Here's one. Rita Moreno. She's the first and only entertainer to have received all 4 of America's top entertainment industry awards: the Oscar, the Emmy, the Tony, and the Grammy. She's won them all. Katharine Hepburn is the only person to win 4 Oscars for Best Actress. And Clark Gable used to shower more than 4 times a day. An estimated 80% of creatures on the earth have 6 legs. 80%. That's the majority of creatures on the earth have 6 legs. So even as a majority, we're a minority. See that? Kathy, huh? This is funny because I didn't even know this. Kathy Rigby is the only woman to pose nude for Sports Illustrated. Anybody remember who Kathy Rigby is? She used to be a gymnast back in like the 70s. And then she was famous for her feminine hygiene ads. Yeah. Is it that time of month? You can still do gymnastics if you use my product. That kind of thing. So, yeah. Sports Illustrated has the largest sports magazine circulation. Biggest sports magazine there is. The bowling ball was invented in 1862. Before that, they just used to throw rocks at the pins, I think. I don't really know. I can't remember if I did this one before or not, but this is really interesting. The first U.S. coin to bear the words United States of America was a penny made in 1727. It was also inscribed with the plain-spoken motto, "Mind your own business." Yeah, isn't that cool? Yeah. And this is pretty good. If you were around in the early 20s, at the height of inflation in Germany in the early 1920s, approximately $2 were equal to a quintillion German marks. Yeah. You could like buy the entire country for $2 over there. More people use blue toothbrushes than red ones. Oh, and this is pretty cool because Colgate, the toothpaste company, they faced a huge obstacle marketing their toothpaste in Spain, or in Spanish-speaking countries, because Colgate translates into a Spanish command for "go hang yourself." Yeah. That's pretty funny, huh? Almost all the villains in the Bible have red hair. Almost. You think so? Charles Dickens never finished schooling. Charles Dickens wrote A Christmas Carol and all other kinds of stuff. He was also an insomniac. And he believed his best chance of sleeping was in the center of a bed facing directly north. Isn't that weird how people are like that? I think cats that go into heat should be shot. That's not in the book, but I just wanted to say that because I got woken up the other morning with 2 friggin' cats out in Tanglewood in heat, just yowling and, oh my God.
Same thing with dogs.
Same thing with dogs. Your dogs are funny though.
Yeah.
All right, I got a couple more. How about some cinema firsts? The first character to speak in the movie Star Wars was C-3PO, the robot. Yeah. The first female monster to appear on the big screen was The Bride of Frankenstein. That was way back. Lion King is the top grossing Disney movie of all times, with a domestic gross intake of $312 million. All right. Oh, this was a good one. I've said this one before. Never mind, I lost it. Ronald Reagan did a narration at the 1947 Academy Awards ceremony. 1947. If you watch the movie Saturday Night Fever, and if you pause it at the How Deep Is Your Love rehearsal scene, you'll see the camera crew reflected in the mirror. Yeah. During the chariot scene in Ben-Hur, a small red car can be seen in the distance. Yeah, there were a lot of mistakes like that in The Wizard of Oz, too.
You said something about a midget hanging himself, but I heard that's not true.
Oh, no, I don't think so.
I mean, you gotta be kidding me.
In the film Star Trek First Contact, when Picard shows Lily that she's actually orbiting the Earth, Australia and New Guinea are clearly visible, but New Zealand is missing. A little technical error on the computer graphics guys, I bet. Dennis the Menace dog is named Gnasher. Beetle from the comic strip Beetle Bailey and Lois from the comic strip High and Lois, they're brothers and sisters. Yeah. The most common set of initials for Superman's friends and enemies are LL.
Lex Luthor.
Lois Lane.
Louis Lane.
Yeah.
Can't think of any other ones.
That's also the most common drag queen names are the same letter, first and last. Yeah. I don't know why. Wilma Flintstone's maiden name was Wilma Slaghoople, and Betty Rubbles was Betty Jean McBricker. Yeah. I always thought Betty was a little hotter than Wilma anyway. I don't know. Did I get to the bear stuff? No Homeland. Oh, that's right. Yeah, Homeland Security's got nothing to do with bears, though. We've tried to get them to. But Rome. How about Rome? You know where the Pope guy lives in Rome, right? No, but they got more homeless cats per square mile than any other city in the world. Why the Pope doesn't let them all come in, I don't know.
Not enough Chinese restaurants.
Greg, that was horrible. Greg says it's because there ain't enough Chinese restaurants in Rome. That's a good one, Greg. I like that. The grizzly bear is capable of running as fast as the average horse. So imagine that. If you have the Kentucky Derby in lane 4, is a grizzly bear. I bet. I can't say that one on the air. But that's a good point, Bruce. Maybe people at home will think of that. Another reason why cats aren't allowed in the Vatican. Did you know that mountain goats aren't really goats at all? They're actually small antelopes. Yeah. I didn't write it, I just read it. And the killer whale is not actually a whale. It's a member of the dolphin family. So it's actually a killer dolphin. It's not a killer whale. The Kodiak grizzly bear is the world's largest meat-eating animal living on land. It can weigh up to 500 pounds more than any other kind of bear. Yep. And at birth, a panda bear is smaller than a mouse and weighs only about 4 ounces. Easy to whoop them then. Oh, here it is. Oh, no, I read that one last week, didn't I? Unlike other reptiles, female alligators protect their young for up to 2 years after hatching. Yep. It takes 42 days for an ostrich egg to hatch. In case you got an ostrich egg and you can't figure out why it's not hatching. The gestation period for giraffes is about 14 to 15 months. Gestation period, that's the amount of time they're pregnant. That's what gestation means. 14 to 15 months, that's a long time. And they also drop their, it's a long fall for them baby giraffes. I won't say that one, that one's kind of gross. Surprisingly, when leaving the nests for the first time, chicks are very rarely hurt after falling to the ground. Yeah. Because I guess it depends on how far up they're going to fall from. It takes 24 hours for a tiny newborn swan to peck its way out of its shell. A baby gray whale drinks enough milk to fill more than 2,000 bottles a day. I had some good ones. How about the phrase rule of thumb is derived from an old English law stating that you cannot beat your wife with anything wider than your thumb. Yeah. It's an interesting one. Ham operators. Ham radio operators? They got the word ham from the expression ham-fisted operators, a term used to describe early radio users who sent Morse code by pounding their fists. I'll give you some of these. Since I was speaking about statistics, you're more likely to be killed by a champagne cork than by a poisonous spider. Yep. I thought this was kind of fun. About 6% of murdered American men are killed by either their wife or their girlfriend, or their wife who caught them with their girlfriend. Yeah. Odds of being killed in a car crash are 1 in 5,000. Odds of dying in a bathtub are 1 in a million. %40 of women have hurled footwear at a guy. It doesn't say how many of them actually threw, like, cooking utensils. But I bet that's just as many. Nobody has yet explained satisfactorily why couples who marry in January, February, and March tend to have the highest divorce rates. 95% of food poisoning cases are never reported. Only the very worst 5%. This is kind of a cool fact, and probably couldn't be anywhere else but the Book of Useless Information. About 1 out of every 70 people who pick their nose actually eats their burgers. It's right here. Right there. I know you wanted to know that. So look around. The only country in the world that has a Bill of Rights for cows is India. They actually have a Bill of Rights for cows. I gotta tell you, this is stupid. The record for the world's worst driver is kind of a tie between 2 candidates. The first one is a 75-year-old man who received 10 traffic tickets, drove on the wrong side of the road 4 times, committed 4 hit-and-run offenses, and caused 6 accidents, all within 20 minutes on October 15th, 1966. And secondly, a 62-year-old woman who failed her driving test 40 times before passing it in August of 1970. And by that time, she could no longer afford to buy a car.
How many times?
40 times. Wow. She failed her test 40 times. That's right. That's a lot of money in paper. Hey, and this is kind of true. Next time you think about traveling, and you want to think about safe travel, traveling by air is the safest means of transportation, even though sometimes they land in the Hudson River. Because more people are killed by donkeys annually than by plane crashes. That's right. So take an airplane, don't ride a donkey. The Kansas City Railroad used to stop their trains and allow the passengers to shoot at passing buffalo. Kind of a little extra. A little bonus for the train ride, yeah. Buy a ticket from here to here, and as a free bonus, we'll stop somewhere in the middle, and you get to blast a couple buffaloes. The average cost of rehabilitating a seal after the Exxon Valdez oil spill in Alaska, remember that? Back in the old days? Exxon Valdez was a huge oil tanker that split up, broke up off the Alaska shore. The average cost of rehabilitating a seal was $80,000. Wow. Yeah. You can't figure out why we're in such tough times? Because we were spending $80,000 on each seal.
That's why the oil company needs $40 billion in profit every quarter.
Exactly, yeah. I've got some other good ones here, too.
Because all those rehabilitated seals are in their pools in the backyard of their,
Well, I don't know why.
$60 billion mansion.
I mean, man, oh, man. And you know that the government paid a large chunk of it, but the oil companies only paid a small chunk. Compared to the overall cost, the oil companies probably got off easy. Oh, I saw a great one in here somewhere. There's a town in Texas called Ding Dong. Welcome to Ding Dong, Texas.
I've been to Cookie Town, Oklahoma.
You've been to Cookie Town, Oklahoma?
Cookie Town, Oklahoma. Had Thanksgiving dinner there one year.
There's also a place in Norway called Hell. I think back when Jane and Mike had gone down to Jamaica, she said there was a place in Jamaica called Hell. Or one of them islands down there. There's a resort town in New Mexico called Truth or Consequences. Oh, this is kind of cool. The Eiffel Tower was built for the 1889 World's Fair. The blueprints covered more than 14,000 square feet of drafting paper. The Eiffel Tower has 2.5 million rivets, and its height varies as much as 6 inches depending on the temperature. So apparently if it's cold, it's small, and if it's hot, it's tall. Weird, huh? The Pentagon in Arlington, Virginia is named Pentagon for a reason. It has 5 sides, 5 stories, and 5 acres in the middle. It's all 5s. It's like the 5-5-5 deal from Domino's. In Washington, D.C., there's a law that says no building can be built taller than the Washington Monument. In Washington, D.C. The Hoover Dam was built to last 2,000 years, and the concrete in it will not even be fully cured for another 500 years. You start digging into the Hoover Dam, and there's uncured concrete in there. Buckingham Palace has more than 600 rooms. Maybe that lady with the 14 kids could move in over there. According to the Texas Department of Transportation, one person is killed every year painting stripes on the state's highways and roads. Yeah. That's why it's such a slow job. Because one guy gets killed and they have to go out and hire somebody else. And I mean, you don't want to get that job because you know, hey man, one guy gets killed every year. Fresh apples float because 25% of their volume is air. Oh, where was that other one? I lost it. There was something about a donkey won't float in quicksand, but a mule will. Lemons contain more sugar than strawberries. Odd, huh? A cucumber is 96% water. Cranberry jelly is the only jelly flavor that comes from the real fruit, not the artificial flavoring. Yep. More than a third of all the pineapples come from Hawaii. And pineapples don't even ripen until after they're picked. Apparently they just grow and they hang and then you pick them and they get ripe. Approximately 17,000 bananas are eaten each week in the Boston University Dining Common. The average banana weighs 126 grams. And the avocado has the most calories of any fruit. All right. The Hirudu leech has 3 jaws with 100 teeth on each jaw. That's a lot of teeth.
Shark has more teeth.
Dentists must go nuts when one of them comes in.
Depends on how well they floss.
A blind chameleon can still change color to match its environment. Figure that one out.
How does he know what color to be?
I don't know, but that's a damn good one. I may mark that one and read that one just to get people thinking. This is like a piece of somebody's diary. And it was found. Somebody moved into a house, and it was found in a corner. It says October 14th, New Hampshire is such a gorgeous place to live, one of the real special places on earth. The leaves are turning a multitude of different colors. I love all the shades of reds, oranges, and yellows. They are so bright. I want to walk through all of the beautiful hills and spot some white-tailed deer. They are so graceful. Certainly they must be the most peaceful creatures on earth. This must be paradise. November 11th, deer season opens this week. I can't imagine why anyone would want to shoot those elegant animals. They are a very symbol of peace and tranquility here in New Hampshire. I hope it snows soon. I love it here. December 2nd, it snowed last night. I woke to the usual wonderful sight. Everything covered in a beautiful blanket of white. The oak tree is magnificent. It looks like a postcard. We went out and swept the snow from the steps and driveway. The air is so crisp and clean and refreshing. We had a snowball fight. I won, and the snowplow came down the street. He must have gotten too close to the driveway because we had to go out and shovel the end of the driveway again. What a beautiful place. Nature in harmony. I love it here. December 12th. More snow last night. I love it. The plow did his cute little trick again. What a rascal. A winter wonderland. I love it here. December 19th. More snow. Couldn't get out of the driveway to get to work in time. I'm exhausted from all of the shoveling and that snowplow. December 21st. More of that white shit coming down. I got blisters on my hands and a kink in my back. I think that the snowplow driver waits around the corner until I'm done shoveling the driveway. Asshole. December 25th. White Christmas? More freaking snow. If I ever get my hands on the son of a bitch who drives a snowplow, I swear I'll castrate him. And why don't they use more salt on these roads to melt this crap? December 28th. It hasn't stopped snowing since Christmas. I've been inside since then, except of course when that SOB snowplow Harry comes by. Can't go anywhere. Cars are buried up to the windows. Weatherman says to expect another 10 inches. Do you have any idea how many shovelfuls 10 inches is? January 1st. Happy New Year. The way it's coming down, it won't melt until the 4th of July. The snowplow got stuck down the road and the shithead actually had the balls to come down and ask to borrow my shovel. I told him I'd broken 6 of them already this season. January 4th. Finally got out of the house. We went to the store to get some food and a goddamn deer ran out in front of my car and I hit the bastard. It did $3,000 worth of damage to the car. Those beasts ought to be killed. The hunters should have a longer hunting season. January 27th. Warmed up a little and rained today. The rain turned the snow into ice, and the weight of it broke the main limb of the oak tree in the front yard, and it went through the roof. I should have cut that old piece of shit into fireplace wood when I had the chance. May 23rd. Took my car to the local garage. Would you believe the whole underside of the car is rusting away from all the damn salt they dump on the road? Car looks like a bashed up heap of rusted cow shit. May 10th. June 10th. Sold the car, the house, and moved to North Carolina. I can't imagine why anyone on their freaking mind would ever want to live in the godforsaken state of New Hampshire. Yeah. Apparently a flatlander. That's the way some people see our happy little state. Lately, that's the way I'm starting to see our happy little state. The bra that Marilyn Monroe wore in the movie Some Like It Hot was sold for $14,000. Yep. It was big. Apparently it was big. I don't know why it sold for that much money. It was, yeah, collector's item. Since the Lego Group began manufacturing blocks in 1949, more than 189 billion pieces in 2,000 different shapes have been produced. This is enough for about 30 Lego pieces for every living person on Earth. 5/1000th of a millimeter is the tolerance of accuracy at the Lego mold factories. That's kind of cool, huh? And that reminded me, I was going to say something else. I saw a thing, if you had a child born on Wednesday of this week, its share of the national deficit is $22,000. Please pay up.
Stop. There are kids watching. That's no way to teach kids how to behave.